Hello everyone, good afternoon and welcome to Roma Theory. Just like this. 7-8 hours before our Europa League quarter-final, second leg against Milan, the Fredkins come out with a very, extremely powerful statement because De Rossi has extended his contract as the Roma manager. And this, according to the Fredkins, has been defined as a long-term project. Let's talk about this today. I mean, I'm about to, in about 1 hour, I'm leaving for the stadium. I am shitting my pants. I don't know why, but normally I'm way more confident than this. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the quality of Milan, maybe it's the complexity of the game, but I'm normally way more confident than this. This time round, I don't know why, but I feel less confident. And that's wrong. That is very, wrong. Because all of us need to be confident. De Rossi extends. This is definitely what everybody expected. Everybody knew that this was going to happen. I think we all gave a 90% chance that Rossi was going to extend. And that little 10% chance was basically, it was us thinking that you never know. Maybe the Fredkins might have an agreement in place with another manager already, so they can't keep De Rossi. But we were all convinced that this was going to happen because it would have been wrong not to do it. It would have been wrong not to agree with this. It would have been wrong not to extend his contract and confirm him as Roma manager for what he's done. Because he's deserved this on the pitch. He's deserved this with results. He's deserved this extension, showing the leadership that he puts into every single game. The delicateness in every interview. The faith, the rejuvenation of a lot of these players. De Rossi has, it's merit. It's his own true merit that he has extended his contract. And it's not because he's a club legend. You know, it's not because, oh well, it's De Rossi, of course we have to extend the contract, otherwise public opinion will have to lynch us, because if we go against De Rossi, we're going against Roma. No, I mean, you could agree with that, of course, because he is a club legend, and not having extended De Rossi's contract would have meant probably receiving a lot of protests from the Roma fan base. But this is something that De Rossi has achieved himself, because I think 3 months ago, you look at the situation we are now, and 3 months ago we were doomed. 3 months ago, none of us would even think of us trying and maybe even getting close and qualifying for the Champions League. Now that Italy 99.9% are going to get 5 teams. And in fact, tonight we can have the confirmation about it. But anyways, let's talk about this. And then I'm going to share more opinions and read some comments. I do want to set a like target. We've got what? It's 6 p.m. in Italy. Game starts at 9. We've got 3 hours to go until kickoff. Until the most important European game of the season, the most difficult European game that we have played in these past 4 years. So yeah, I mean, I'm so ready for this. I'm gonna speak about little pre-game vibes in a bit, but I want everybody to smash the like if you're confident, and also for De Rossi, congratulate yourself with him, because he's absolutely merited this. On his own behalf. I want to start off by reading the official statement that Dan and Ryan personally wrote, and that Roma released in a public statement this morning. I just need to find it. There we go. I have it. So this is what Dan and Ryan said in the official statement that Roma released this morning. After a meeting held yesterday afternoon with Daniele De Rossi, we are pleased to announce that he will continue to hold the position of coach of AS Roma also at the end of this season and for the foreseeable future. In his short tenure as head coach, the positive impact his leadership brought to the entire club continued the tale of his extraordinary story with Roma. Daniele's leadership is marked by respect and courage, while his strength and trust, deeply rooted in the club, are in line with the values of Roma, the city, and our fans, which are unparalleled. We will continue to work together with ever greater commitment to offer the future that AS Roma deserves. We couldn't be happier to build a long-term project with Daniele. Further details will follow in the coming days. Forza Roma, signed Dan and Ryan Fredkin. Wow! How do you feel? I think this is a genius move. Because announcing this 8 hours before a game that can write history again is genius. And I think that they were prepared. I think personally, again, I will never know. We will never know because they will never make it public. They never made public many things. They love surprising us. That's the philosophy of the American family Fredkins. But what I think happened here is that they knew and they decided that they were going to extend his contract a few weeks ago. They come to the conclusion a few weeks ago. They didn't tell De Rossi. And obviously, maybe they told De Rossi, but yesterday. I don't see them having told De Rossi earlier than yesterday. I think the chronological story to this is they knew that they were going to do it because, you know, he's performing immensely well. So they came to this conclusion a few weeks ago. They told Daniele yesterday, and they told us and the players today. And I think telling and releasing this official statement today is genius. It is genius. Because announcing a long-term project with De Rossi 8 hours before a game, that it's an in or out game and they can write history for this club again, I think it adds that confidence boost to the players, to the fans, and for De Rossi himself. Because imagine, I just want you to be De Rossi. You wake up today, you know, I mean, maybe he knew yesterday. He definitely knew yesterday. You know, you have to tell a manager yesterday. You don't publicly release it like this. But for De Rossi, imagine waking up today. I know that I will be the long-term manager of Roma, and today, in about 8 hours, I can write history for Roma. De Rossi's fired up for this game, but the impact here is also on the players, because the players who today need to play a massive game woke up with this surprise. So the sense of fighting spirit, the sense of this is going to be me, this is who I am as manager, this is who I will have to fight for the foreseeable future. It builds confidence, and it makes me more confident for tonight's game. It does make me more confident for tonight's game. I'm a bit scared for tonight's game, but this makes me more confident. However, plot twist, switch the cards around, this is also a genius move, because if we get eliminated tonight, then tomorrow morning we wake up feeling bitter and sad, but remembering that yesterday, so today, De Rossi, our legend, our hero, our savior, is going to stay with us for the foreseeable future. So the timing of this is critical, because the timing of this is, the timing for this is studied. The timing for this is done on purpose to also, from a fan point of view, to just warm up the environment for tonight. Expect some banners for De Rossi. Actually, I don't know, because it takes a lot of time and organization to prepare the banners. So I'm not sure if it's possible to even prepare a banner in such short little time. But anyways, it prepares the fans even more. So I think this is genius because it adds confidence. But if you switch the cards up, it's also genius because if we get eliminated tonight, you wake up tomorrow feeling sad, of course, but happier than ever for De Rossi. And that's where the genius moves comes in. Speaking about De Rossi, I mean, do I really need to say why this happened? No, because he deserved this on the pitch. Only lost 2 games, one of them was a useless game. If we don't count the Brighton lost, De Rossi in 4 months, because he was appointed the 16th of January. 16th of January, 16th of February, 16th of March, today's the 18th of April. It's been 4 months, it's been 100 days basically. De Rossi's only lost one game against a team which this season has outlawed every other Italian team. He's reached a Europa League quarterfinal. He has won the first leg. It's not done, but he's won the first leg. He is what? 3 points below Bologna in the league, but you still need to play Bologna at home and you still need to recuperate the 20 minutes against Udinese. 99% you're going to get 5 teams in the Champions League. Atalanta are 5th, but they do need to play in the league, in the Coppa Italia and in the Europa League. So a lot of their energies are going to get knocked down. Faith rejuvenated the likes of Pellegrini, the likes of Cilic, the likes of Spinazzola, the likes of Svelor. You know, he's a legend for the fans, so the fans see him as the hero because he's a legend and he loves this team. And I think everything De Rossi has done from his interviews. Also, go back to what the Fredkins said in this official statement. Where is it? De Rossi, Daniele, is deeply rooted into the club and his values are in line with the ones of Roma. What was I saying in the last live stream discussing about this? The reason, maybe not, the secondary reason as to why Mourinho was sacked was because the image that he presented, he's box office. So of course, having Mourinho as a manager means, you know, getting fans to watch your team, getting fans to pay TV rights to watch Roma everywhere because Mourinho's followed. Mourinho is box office. But in terms of personality, what Mourinho brought to the values that the Fredkins wanted was never in line. Because red cards, clashing against referees, clashing against your own ownership after Budapest, saying that this ownership doesn't have a structure, which again might be true, but if you're Fredkin, you can't tolerate such things because it lacks credibility to your image and it destroys your CV. So what Mourinho did, interior-wise, referees, red cards, fights, clashes against ownership, the Fredkins could have never extended the contract, because they believe in the merchandise of this team and they believe in the brand, and the brand needs to be a healthy brand. And having a club legend who not only Roma fans love, but the values of De Rossi, because De Rossi is smart, because De Rossi is an intelligent young guy. I mean, young guy, not the youngest, of course, not the oldest. De Rossi is the spirit of Romanism, and he's the manager of Roma. You've got a manager who, at the end of the day, incarnates who you are, understands you. So I think this is, but again, is it a surprise? I think the only surprise to this is the timing. It's not the announcement, because, I mean, you can't call this a surprise, because it was written in the stars, and it would have been criminal not to give De Rossi a contract extension. What is surprising for me is, for example, the statement where Mourinho got sacked. That got me completely out of, like, I still remember, I was in my French room, studying French, open my phone, look at the image of Mourinho and the official statement, bye-bye Mourinho. I was about to go, what the hell, that must be a prank. This time round, I read this, and of course I'm a bit surprised because you don't expect this, but the announcement itself, it didn't take me off my chair, because it's expected and it would have been illegal, technically, not to give him a contract extension. Also because, as we said many times, it would have never been his fault it will never be his fault if we don't get in the Champions League, which is the ultimate objective this season. It will not be his fault. He's done miracles. If we don't get Champions League football, it won't be his fault. The interesting thing here is, how De Rossi has gone from, oh, I am going to give you a 6-month contract for you to sail this derelict boat to the closest island, and then I'm going to change manager, to we are planning a long-term future with De Rossi. Like that, changing that in 100 days means that the Fredkins were left like this. Like, you know when you're like 8 years old and you just finished riding your first roller coaster and you get out of it and you're like, Changing this in 4 months means that the Fredkins have been left like this. Because you do not go from 6 months ago, oh well, De Rossi is somebody who needs to sail this boat to the closest island, to I want to build a long-term project with De Rossi. Because it means that everything that he has done fulfills with the objectives that you have. So, long-term project, does it change? I think it does. Because now that we have the confirmation that we won't have a big name in the summer, and when I say a big name, I mean like the likes of an immediate success project manager. You know, now that we know that we won't have Conte, we won't have a Mourinho type manager, it means that we can take things a bit more calm. Again, this... Oh God, I lost all my water in my mouth after that speech. Careful, because having a manager like De Rossi instead of a manager like Conte or Mourinho definitely means you can take your time a bit more, because you won't feel the pressure from the manager. But that is where the but comes in. And the but here is, that does not mean that we can restart from zero. Because if we restart from zero, it means that Roma fans can forget about lifting a major trophy for the next 5 years. So what I mean is change project, because Mourinho's project and a hypothetical Conte project at Roma wouldn't have worked out. So change the identity of your project, but you have to keep some bases. Because if you restart from scratch, I'm sorry, but we will not win any major trophy for the next 5 years. And that, from a fan point of view, is disastrous. Because, you know, you're kind of, if you're telling us, oh well, now with De Rossi, we've implanted the veins, we've implanted the base, we've implanted the trunk of this tree, now we start from scratch, clear out, start from the youth setup. Because if you're telling us that, then it means that you're telling us to wait at least 5 to 7 years, and that's not what a fan wants to hear. You need to change project. I've got no doubt on this, because the project that Mourinho followed and Conte followed never worked out. It happens once in a while that a team like Roma has immediate success. But you know, you have to be careful, because you have to keep some things. You have to keep some identities of the project that you had before. You gotta keep some players. You can't just, oh well, now that I've got De Rossi, let me just cut everything and restart from zero. I think that's massive. But yeah, I mean, future with De Rossi is big, because this is his dream. This is his dream, and he cares about us. And the other thing with De Rossi as manager is that, which again, I don't think it would have ever been a problem, postponing this decision to maybe next month, because De Rossi isn't like Mourinho. You know, he's not a manager who, oh well, the best offer that I have, I accept. If Roma doesn't extend me in the next month, then I'm gonna start listening and talking about with other teams. You know, it means that he's reached the peak of his career. He wants to stay here. He wants to be alone. He wants to be the Ferguson or the Klopp of AS Roma. So yeah, but I think this is big, because you're sending a message for tonight's game to the players and the fans, and you're also starting to build a project. And the earlier we start thinking about the project, the better results. Now it's about director of football. Now it's about director of football. Maybe there was already one, but we don't know. If there isn't one, we need one, because we need to start thinking about next season. Right, I'm done with my De Rossi speech. Up to hell with Daniele, and the first big war of his post-contract extension is tonight. In what? 3 hours? I'm shitting my pants. I'm shitting my pants, lads. I'm shitting my pants. I'm shitting my pants. I am genuinely shitting my pants tonight. Did Roma announce new sporting director? Not yet. Please, not 3 at the back. The Fredkin turned out to be very wise, says Xwan. Ready for the game. I'm ready, but I am nervous. Look, I don't normally say this before European tie, but today I just see a game where it goes either way. And I am just scared that Milan tonight are going to play like 11 Devils. Because if that's the case, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. I really... tonight is one of those games where the time is going to go so slow. Tonight is one of those games where the time is going to feel infinite. Like 1 minute feels like 1 hour. Because it's a game which Milan need to try and win. So I expect Milan turning up today. I expect Milan attacking. And to be honest with you, I expect Milan scoring today. So, yeah, it's about us. It's about how we maintain the pressure and the concentration. It's about how we deal with the game. We've got all the cores and tools to go through. But as I said in the match preview and in yesterday's press conference reaction, I also do think Milan have got all the tools to go through. And it's the first tie in, 5 years where Roma aren't the favourites on paper. So going through adds more spite, adds just more happiness, but it also means that in preparation for the game, you also feel more nervous because you're facing a team which on paper is better than you and has been better than you for the past 7 years. No, not 7 years, but 5 years, yes. I mean, how do we feel? How does everybody feel? What a morale boost before the second leg, indeed. I thought you will go to the... I am going to the Olympico, mate. I'm leaving in like 1 hour 15 minutes. It's like down the road. No, not down the road, but I'm not far. I have a weird feeling we get eliminated today, but I really hope not. Us Italian fans have a big night ahead with Fiorentina, Atalanta and Roma going forward to the next round. Sorry Milan, but you guys could come back to UCL next season. I like the confidence, mate, but I really don't want anybody to jinx this. Milan are not out. Milan can win this game and Milan can go through. 4-4-2 with Elshan Chalik pocketing Leao is really good to do. I came up with a genius move tonight. I'm sure De Rossi and his staff thought about this, but the genius move tonight is this. The genius move tonight is playing with 4 fullbacks. The genius move tonight is starting the formation with Chalik and El Shaarawy on one side, marking Leao and Theo, and Angelino and Spinazzola on the other side, marking Calabria and potentially Chukwueze, and adding those weights against Pulisic. That's the genius move. Again, I'm not a manager, but thinking about the way Milan are going to play, they're going to exploit the wings so much, especially if Chukwueze and Leao both start. Fast players on the 2 sides. So the genius move tonight could be starting with 4 different fullbacks. Elsha, Chiliks, Angelino and Spina all starting. You never know. Will Ndika's incident have a negative effect? No, I don't think so. He's going to have a checkup on Monday and then we'll see what the doctors say. 2 years ago, I really thought our next manager will be Totti, to be honest. Nah, Totti's not good as a manager. People will disagree with this, but people will also agree and say that Totti is not going to be a good manager. I said this in a previous live stream and I got a lot of hate. I've got no problem saying this. Totti is not going to be a good manager. He knows this himself. Totti is not made for being a manager. At all. And I've got no problem saying this. Sima, what position do you play in football? I either play defensive mid or I play winger, or maybe... I either play winger, fullback, or defensive or creative mid. I don't play striker, I don't play centre back, and I don't play goalkeeper. The rest of positions I can deal with. This really does mean Champions League is a must to pay for the money owed. Roma need to get a player like Villanova and a winger and a Vice Paredes and someone like Gallo on the left. Also, the whole Eduardo terminal ill guy was just a prank. No, it's not a prank. I know what you're saying because it was basically, yeah, it was released by a newspaper that it was a prank. Eduardo apparently spoke himself and was honest enough to say that he is sick, but that he made the terminal part up. So, yeah, I mean, again, respect him if he's sick, but I do. That has lost a bit of respect. because you don't joke with terminal diseases and you don't exaggerate terminal diseases. He is sick and he's ill and he said this, and I wish him all the best, but he has lost a bit of respect because you don't make up terminal illnesses. So it wasn't a prank, but he exaggerated what was not true to some extent. And you know why you could tell this. You could tell that he made some things up because yesterday when De Rossi and everybody wanted to contact him, he made himself anonymous. Now I know that privacy is a big thing in this generation of football, in this generation of society. I mean, not generation of football. Privacy is big, but when Roma, De Rossi, in a press conference ask you, "Oh, we're gonna try and call you," I mean, these are once in a lifetime experiences. So I know you don't want to get famous and you don't want to be that guy who wants to force illnesses, but it was a bit suspicious, the fact that nobody could track him after he released the audio. But again, he is sick. With all respect to him, I wish him all the best and all of that. What I mean is, you don't exaggerate. You don't joke with terminal diseases. Again, that doesn't mean that he's a scum. That means that he's a fan. Everybody makes mistakes, and I wish him all the best. Is there another manager that cares more about their club than De Rossi does Roma? No. Let's hope, ciao Giorgio, let's hope that Milan don't click. DDR will drive us to our destination. He needs support from us. I feel like it will be a nail biter, but I'm confident the boys will qualify to UCL through the league in winning the Europa. We're looking forward to the game, feeling nervous AF, but we have to suffer the way we went through all the years. Hopefully DDR delivers this game like the other games. I believe in DDR and AS Roma. Forza Roma. Sempre. Chukwueze was very scary for the little time he played. He will rip us apart if he plays again. That's my genius move. If I'm De Rossi today, I start with 4 fullbacks. It means that you're restricted in attack, and it means that you need to, starting both Angelino and Spinazzola means that you need to sacrifice somebody, but you have to adapt to the way Milan are going to counter-attack and prepare this game. And Milan today will want to win and will want to score and will want to win and score and go through in 90 minutes. But again, if you want to win trophies, you're going to face and beat big teams. So as much as I'm scared, my dear friends, I am also confident. You should try playing Football Manager, some nice tactical skills you have. Thank you very much. I can't wait for the stadium vlog. Hopefully it will come. It's going to be a banger if it comes. In the future, you should work for AS Roma. Dream. That would be a dream. Yeah, that would be that would definitely be a dream, mate. Imagine. And when I'm back in Chicago, I feel it. Another version of me, I was in it. I'm a super good. Right, I'm gonna leave it here. Milan is full of unpassionate foreigners who don't care about the club. Roma full of warriors. This is what sets us apart. We can win and we will win. I love the confidence, lads. What I can say before leaving to go to the stadium is, for all of us who have been here from day one, for all of us who were in Budapest or watched the Budapest game, from all of us, for all of us who didn't give up supporting the team after Budapest, for all of us who go to the stadium every weekend and lose your voices, for all of us who watch Roma at home in their respective countries, for all of us who understand Romanism every day and live for this club, for the ones who wave the flags and prepare the choreos, for the tears that we shed in Budapest, for the ones who celebrated the Conference League in Tirana or at the Stadio Olimpico, to go against the world of corruption, to show everybody that you can fight and go through injustices, to show the world that we were robbed of something that could have been ours 1 year ago. for us who are robbed of glory, for us who are robbed of a dream. Do it for us. Do it for the city. Do it for the fans. Do it for absolutely everybody who cares. The players, for De Rossi's extension. Do it for everybody. And remember one thing. I wrote this in the Instagram. Also do it to defy all odds and to kind of discard and slowly build upon the 31st of May 2023. Remember one thing, my friends. The path to paradise always and will forever start in hell. I'll talk to you soon. Forza Roma. Simo.